Welcome to this explainer. Okay, so why is it that actually rich people almost never look rich? Today, we're unpacking a really fascinating truth that's going to totally change how you perceive success. We're diving headfirst into the reality that looking rich and actually being rich, yeah, they're two completely different things. And honestly, this is going to completely shift the way you think about money.
So picture this for a second. You see someone driving an older, super reliable car, wearing just regular, plain clothes, right? You'd probably never guess they're actually sitting on millions. Now, flip that around. Picture the exact opposite. A $100,000 luxury car, designer labels from head to toe, the whole shebang. On the outside, it screams incredible wealth. But behind closed doors, they are secretly drowning in credit card debt and just suffocating under massive monthly payments.
And that brings us right to the wealth illusion. This is literally the biggest money mistake people make. We just assume that a brand new car, a massive house, or some crazy expensive watch automatically equals actual wealth. But the truth is, those things only show you what someone is spending. They tell us absolutely nothing about what that person actually owns.
Let's break this down with a quick comparison. Consider person A. They're pulling in a fantastic $200,000 a year. They drive the luxury car, live in the massive house, eat at all the fancy restaurants. But by the end of the month, poof, that income is totally gone. Now, take person B. They earn half as much, $100,000 a year. But because they drive a reliable used car and live way below their means, they're investing consistently. So, while person A might look incredibly wealthy to the outside world, person B is actually building a much higher net worth because they completely avoid all that unnecessary debt.
So here is the absolutely crucial point to take away. True wealth isn't about how much money you earn, and it is definitely not about how much you spend. Wealth is strictly defined as what you keep and what you own. It's those assets working quietly for you in the background, not the visual display parked out in the driveway.
Moving right along, let's talk about the real cost of luxury. Because once you truly understand wealth, you start asking a very different set of questions before parting with your hard-earned cash.
Think about it. Most people simply ask, can I afford this? Which, let's be honest, usually just translates to, can I squeeze in this monthly payment? But wealth-focused people, they ask something entirely different. They ask, will this make me wealthier or is it going to cost me wealth? They know for a fact that a closet full of designer clothing might make you look incredibly successful, but it doesn't produce a single dime of actual income.
Just think about the math behind a luxury car for a second. Spending an extra $800 a month on a car payment, that adds up to $9,600 a year. Let that sink in. That is nearly 10 grand a year completely missing out on decades of potential investment growth.
And a truly wealthy person knows it's never just the monthly payment, right? It's all those hidden, compounding costs lurking underneath. We're talking inflated insurance premiums, expensive specialized maintenance, higher fuel costs, taxes, and that brutal rapid depreciation. But the heaviest cost of all? Opportunity cost. The wealthy person sees the massive potential of what that money could become if it were invested. Meanwhile, the person just trying to look wealthy, they only see that shiny monthly payment.
It really all boils down to appearance versus true wealth. Now, don't get me wrong, there is absolutely nothing wrong with enjoying your money. The problem only starts when your entire lifestyle is designed just to convince other people that you're successful. Because every dollar spent purely on appearances is a dollar that cannot be invested in your future.
Let's break down this difference even more. Looking rich usually means buying expensive things just to appear successful. But the catch is, that lifestyle might depend entirely on your very next paycheck. If the checks suddenly stop, the whole illusion collapses. Being rich, on the other hand, means having real, solid financial security. You own valuable assets, you've got savings to handle unexpected crises, and, most importantly, you possess freedom and options. You could literally leave a job you hate, take some time off, or step in to help your family. That is real wealth, and a lot of the time it's completely invisible to the naked eye. And man, social media just supercharges this trap. It creates this incredibly dangerous highlight reel. You scroll and see the luxury cars, the massive homes, the expensive beach vacations. But you know what you don't see? You completely miss the hidden credit card chains, the endless monthly payments, and the severe financial stress that's actually funding that curated image. It's so easy to end up comparing your real, everyday life to a total illusion and then spending your own wealth just trying to catch up.
Okay, so how do we fix this? Let's talk about building a wealthy mindset. We really need to shift away from just observing this psychological trap and actually start adopting the habits that will set us free.
It all starts with one insanely powerful concept: defining what enough means for you. For so many people out there, there's just no finish line, right? They earn $100,000, they immediately want two. They buy a big house, suddenly they need a mansion. And the problem isn't the ambition. The problem is that their spending constantly rises right alongside their income. Wealthy people, though, they hit their personal milestone of enough, and they just stop. They stop upgrading their lifestyle to prove their success. Instead, they use that extra money to buy investments and businesses, rather than just accumulating more stuff.
Now, this doesn't mean you have to stop enjoying your money. You simply need to change your order of operations. Think of it like a proven sequence. First, you build up that emergency fund. Second, aggressively pay down any high-interest debt. Third, start investing consistently. And only then, step 4, you can upgrade your lifestyle with the money that's left over. Doing it this way completely flips that stressful, common script of earn money, spend everything, go into debt totally on its head. It shifts your brain to start asking, hey, how can I actually make my money work for me?
And this really brings us to the greatest secret advantage that truly wealthy people possess: the ability to delay gratification. Their mindset is incredibly simple. It's basically, I could buy this today, but I choose not to. They realize that every single dollar represents a choice. You can spend it today to impress people for a few minutes, or you can invest it to create genuine freedom for decades to come. That is the real trade-off we're looking at here.
So the next time you see someone driving a totally ordinary car and living a quiet lifestyle, don't just assume they're struggling. They might just understand that the ultimate goal of wealth isn't to look rich, it's to actually be financially free. So before you go and spend your next paycheck, I want you to ask yourself honestly, am I buying this to genuinely improve my life, or am I just doing it to prove something to other people? Because while looking rich can be incredibly expensive, becoming truly rich, well, it often looks surprisingly ordinary.